All right, I'm going to play the opening theme song. I don't have to let the whole thing play, you know, like I could just, we could, you know.
Wakey, wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where I, Phil, get to talk about Stray Kids and other K-pop related things with my friend Tom. Hey, Tom.
Sawed it.
How you doing?
Pretty good, I suppose.
That's good. Yeah. You
Yeah.
suppose?
I suppose.
You suppose.
I
Well,
suppose.
that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. You know, it's been a week since we recorded.
Indeed.
So, you know, a lot of things have happened. Today is Friday, and it was the last day of school for the kids.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Kind of a big deal for them. Which means that next year, Michelle will be starting kindergarten. And because she's 5 now. And Logan will be going to 2nd grade. So, yeah, I'm pretty proud of them. I went to Logan's class this morning, first thing this morning. Oh, yeah, Jeanette's off for the summer, too, because she works at a school. She's a teacher, you know?
Yeah.
So she's off. So everyone's off for summer but me, which I think is going to get really confusing for the kids. Hopefully not for Jeanette, but you never know. of being like, hey, like, let's let's do something. Let's play some Minecraft or something. And I'm like, I'm the only one who has to do something here today. Shut up. It's not going to happen with Jeanette. Jeanette is studying really hard to get she's doing her teacher certification. So she's working harder than I am, but still. The kids, they're not going to understand, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, we're going to have fun with it anyway. But, yeah, I went to Logan's class today. They had like a party, end-of-year party. And then I signed him out to leave. And it was really sweet. He took a picture with his teacher. He said he wanted to give her a hug before we left. And so I have a picture of him giving her a hug. It's very sweet.
Wow.
And then, you know, because of let's just say Jeanette's influence, the kids, anytime they're getting their picture taken, they give a little peace sign, because that's what Japanese people do, and Jeanette is that person. She does it in every picture, and so the kids do it, and so always throughout the year when somebody's like, oh, we're taking a picture, Logan's hand goes up, and and his teacher saw him doing it and did it with him, and I got a picture of that too, and it was very sweet. So
Nice.
I think he's gonna do great. And then of course the kids wanted to. Logan and I then went to Michelle's school, picked her up, and then we went home for a little bit, and then we had lunch, and I let the kids pick. You know what that means? McDonald's.
Oh
No, God, I wish, dude. In-N-Out would be so much better. It's like, oh, it's such better food, but they don't have a playground. You know.
Yeah.
If they had a playground, fuck yeah, I'm all over it. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. How's your week
Exciting
been?
stuff.
It is exciting, yeah.
My week is interesting. Well, so you know what happened last Friday.
Me too.
Which is really exciting. It's fun. Not really.
We've had like because I've been doing the editing, we've had like a multi-week saga unfolding of you telling the story of wanting to do this project, trying to get it done. So yeah, I think, people are riveted, absolutely riveted. They want to know, will Tom get this project or not?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
There's more. There is another story.
Oh no,
that has unfolded. So, and it just like, oh man, it's kind of amazing how things just kind of like line up, So we our chief keeps like telling us like, hey, we need to like get a list together of stuff that we want to buy because, you know, now that the budget's passed, like we have money and we need to spend it before it's all gone. Because like our budget for stuff like consumable wise, like when I say consumables, I mean like paper, pens, you know, highlighters, trainee guides, stuff like that. Right. So she's like, yeah, we need to spend we need to get a list together of things that we want so that we can buy it, you know? And,
right.
But the problem is that our budget comes out of the same budget as, the FCA school. And until recently, the way that we get anything, the way that we order anything for us, we have to like send an email to somebody else who works at the FCA school and say, hey, we want these things. Can you order it for us? And then he like puts together the list and then forwards that to the supply department. And then they place it on order. And then when they get it, they tell him that it's in, and then he tells us that it's in, and then we go pick it up. It's this.
It seems like a lot of steps that don't need to happen.
Right. And
very
so,
Navy.
Well, I was like, hey, why the guy who does it is Strickland. I'm like, hey, why are we going to Strickland for everything? Because like he's busy. He doesn't get us the thing. Like he doesn't respond immediately, you know. And like, why do we even need him as part of this process? Like, why can't we just go to supply? And they were like, well, it's never been that way before. And I was like, how about this? I'm gonna go to supply and ask them what I need to do to be. There's a as with everything in the Navy, there are acronyms for everything, you know?
Right.
And so the acronym for like the supply person for your division that does the ordering and all that is RPPO. And so I was like, I'll go ask them how I can be the RPPO. And so I went over there. There's two people that work in this office, and they're both civilians. And the guy, I forget his name, but he was like, send us an email and then we'll set up a time, you know, for you to get training or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. I sent them an email, and then and then finally, what was it? It must've been Wednesday. The lady Yvette replied back to me, and she was like, hey, swing by this afternoon and I'll give you the training. I was like, cool. So I go over to the supply office, and I meet up with Yvette, and we sit down and we're talking about all the like the form that I need, how to fill it out. She's showing me like the catalog. Like there's like a GSA, like a military supply office, you know, like catalog that I can order stuff from and like get part numbers and prices and all that stuff. So we're going through all this, and then she goes, at some point while we're sitting there talking, we were doing this for like an hour, and she goes, so once I get everything in, then I put it into my SharePoint, and then that's how we keep track of everything, blah, 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 this and that. And I was like, hey, whoa, hold on. Whoa, let's rewind a second here. You said SharePoint. What do you mean by that? What SharePoint are you talking about? And she's like, the command SharePoint. And I was like, what? Because
oh my God,
that's weird. And I was like, do you mean a SharePoint for Great Lakes or a SharePoint for C-Stick? Because C-Stick is like, there's the headquarters, which is in Dahlgren, and then there's like, you know, 14 other C-Sticks. So I'm like, are you talking about C-Stick Great Lakes or C-Stick headquarters? And she goes, Great Lakes. I'm like, can you show me that, what you're talking about? And we go over her to her computer, and she opens up the website that she uses, and it's a page for supply. But I was like, can you click the home page? Can you just click the home button real quick?
Yeah.
She clicked it, and it took her to the headquarters page. And I was like, okay, all right. So I know that this page exists. I don't have access to it, but I know that this exists. But I was like, this is headquarters SharePoint. This is not the Great Lakes SharePoint because I don't think the Great Lakes SharePoint exists. And she's like,
right.
What do you mean? And so I start to explain to her like what I've been trying to do.
What you've been trying to do. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm like,
nice. I mean, that's great.
right. I'm like, yeah, I have been trying to get this made for us. And I think that it would be a valuable resource for you, because one thing that she was saying is like, she's been working on this piece of paper that is like a how to order shit cheat sheet. Right. And she's like, I'm not done with it, but once I am, then I want to send it out to all our PPOs, and then I want to schedule a training and do all this. And I was like, so then I like tied it back. I was like, if I can do what I want to do, then I can sit down with you and build a supply page for you that everyone can access. So you don't have to worry if people have the information or not, because they'll be able to go to it and see it. And then you can just update it there, you know? And she's like, oh, I love this idea. I'm 2 feet in. Let's do this. You know, like I want to help you as much as I can. I want to see what I can do to get this like happening.
Wow.
And I was like,
so it's not even just your department now. Now you're branching out. You're innovating for the whole Navy at Great Lakes.
Yeah, right. And I was like, cool. And then we were talking about it a little bit more, and she kept saying that she'd be like, oh, it'd be really nice if like we had this. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's what I want. That's what I want to do. And then she showed me this page where because on the headquarters website, I noticed a link that said other C-stick commands. And I was like, can you click that and see what shows up? And then she clicked on it, and then it showed all the C-stick commands. And one of the little links was Great Lakes. And I was like, what? Where does that lead you? And she clicked on it, and it took her to one page, which is still part of the headquarters page. But it's just like a fucking folder. Like it's just a directory.
Not like a landing page, but just a folder. Not
a landing page. It's a folder for our like program files. And she was like, oh, this is Gina's page. And I was like, who the fuck is Gina? And what do you mean this is her page? And she's like, yeah, Gina is like the I don't even know exactly what she does, but she's got her hands in all of the programs at C-Stick Great Lakes. So our Simio program, which is like equal opportunity, right? The SAPR program, the CFL program. She's basically involved in making sure that there are processes and policies in place for every single program at Great Lakes. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. She probably has a great source of information that is on this page that nobody has access to, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you know what? Yvette goes, you know what? I was actually supposed to meet up with Gina today. So why don't we just go over to her office really quick so I can introduce you? And I was like, cool, sounds good. So then we go over to Gina's office. We walk in, and Yvette's like, we're talking about the SharePoint thing and all that. And I showed him your page, and so then I start telling Gina like what my plan is and what I want to do. And she's like, oh, that sounds incredible. Yeah, that would be amazing. Cause I have this folder on the shared drive. And I was like, yeah, but who knows about it and who has access to it? She's like, I don't think anybody knows about it. And I'm like, right. But but you've got all this information about every program here and nobody has access to it. Like, why not? We should make a page for you to put all that stuff on it. And she's like, yeah, that would be awesome.
Oh my God. It just keeps going deeper.
And I was like, yeah, it would be great, wouldn't it? And she's like, you should talk to Hernandez because he said something. We got
another name.
Yeah. He's like, he said something about a SharePoint to me the other day. I don't remember what it was though. And I was like, who the fuck's Hernandez? And she's like, he works over in the admin office next to Miss Randy. Miss Randy's the admin, lady that I've been helping build build that macro. Like I've been building that macro.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And take a shot for every new name. Yeah. As we venture deeper into this, we're going to need to go to the hospital.
Are we really? Wait, are you joking? We're going to the hospital?
Just how many people? No. For if we took a shot for every name.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
But
I thought somebody was going to be like, oh, who would really be interested in this? Judy over at the hospital.
Right.
Yeah, she's been wanting a SharePoint for like a while.
Yeah. So All right. Well, so Gina's like, yeah, you should talk to Hernandez. And then, so side note really quick, whenever I go over to talk to Miss Randy about the macro that I've been making her, she's got other questions and other ideas. And she keeps talking about this guy named James, who I have no idea who this person is. And one time she just she'll just say his name all the time. She'll be like, yeah, you should talk to James. James knows some stuff about this and blah, blah, blah. And James this, James that. And like one day I was just like, hey, I'm gonna be real with you. Who is James? And she's like, oh, James, whatever the fuck his last name is. He works in the CO's office, but like if you walk in, like you're going to the CO's office, you just turn left and then that's his office. And I was like, okay, well, I'm never going over there. So,
right. Yeah. Fuck no. Hell no.
But then, so Gina's like, yeah, you should talk to Hernandez because I think he's doing something about a SharePoint. Oh, one other thing is Yvette was like, have you talked to IT1? And I was like, no, fuck that dude. And she's like, a lot of people have that same reaction. I'm like, there's a fucking reason.
Wow.
So then we were like, okay, well, let's go talk to Hernandez, and see what he knows.
So did they both go with you, or did they just send you?
Gina stayed. Yvette came with me. She was like,
all right. So Yvette's in. She's in.
Oh yeah. Yvette's like, we're fucking doing this, right? So she's like, yeah, let's go meet Hernandez. And so we go over there to the admin office, and we're like, hey, where's Hernandez? And the people in there were like, oh, he doesn't work in this office anymore. He works over in the other office, like on the other side of the building. So we're like, okay, so we go over there, and as we approach the door, because they were like, he works in room 107. And so we're like walking down the hallway trying to find room 107. We're looking at the little labels on top of every door. And I find we spot 107, and Yvette like looks down the hallway as she approaches the door with her fist raised and knocks on the door before I could say, hey, wait, because on the door is a big ass blue sign that says meeting in progress. Do not disturb.
Oh, no.
I was like, no. And so she knocked on the door without looking. And I was like, there's a meeting in progress. And then this guy opens the door, sticks his head out, and he's like, what? And Yvette goes, oh, sorry to disturb you. We just wanted to talk to you. And then she like motions to me to then continue the conversation. And I'm like,
oh my God.
Why are we doing this? Because the dude, it is Hernandez, but he is a chief. He just, so he just pops out. And he's the YNC. He's like the LCPO, the lead chief petty officer of the admin department. And he's like, what do you want?
Okay.
And I'm like, why are we doing this right now?
Right.
But
yeah.
I was like, well, he's already here. We've already fucked this up. So I was like, hey, we were talking to Gina, and you said something. She said that you might know something about a SharePoint. And he's like, yeah, I'm working on a SharePoint. And I was like, SharePoint for Great Lakes or just like a C-stick SharePoint? And he goes, for Great Lakes. And he goes, yeah. He's like for Great Lakes. I'm like, so you're working on a command-wide SharePoint. And he's like, yeah, me and James are working on this. And I was like, James, as in that other fucking guy that works over at the CO's office? And he's like, yeah, me and James work on this. And I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. Right. And then, so I was like, I don't want to disturb the meeting any further, but can I email you? Because like I have been trying to get involved in this project forever and I just keep getting pushed back. And if you guys are working on this, I want to be part of that team. And he goes, yeah, shoot me an email. We'll set up a meeting and so James and I can talk to you about it. And I'm like, fucking
hell yeah.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
But then I was really busy. Like that, it was like 30 minutes after I was supposed to leave for the day. So I was like, I'm fucking out of here. And then Thursday I had to teach. So I was really busy Thursday. And then of course we had today off. So I haven't emailed him yet, but when I get on Tuesday, I'm going to email him.
You gotta email him.
Yeah, I'm going to email him and be like, hey,
gotta email
we
him.
got to set this up, you know? But
Yeah.
But then so after that conversation ended, we went back to Yvette's office and I was like, well, that was productive as fuck, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
She's like, yeah. You know, keep me in the loop about what's going on with that. Cause yeah, if you want to help me set up a supply page, that'd be awesome. And I'm like, I absolutely will. Like we're definitely doing this, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What good fun.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, what happened with the last thing I feel like I remember hearing is that you were trying to schedule a meeting with this one person and they kept, you know, not showing up, and then you waited at their office for a bunch of time, and then they were actually over in your building just shooting the shit, right?
That was Dean.
Okay.
That was Dean. He's the director of training. I don't think I need to involve him anymore.
Well, yeah, you've gone above him now. He doesn't need to be involved. So because what would probably happen is that he would have gone in to find out who's working on this, gone up the chain like you have just done.
Right.
And then got to the right people. And now you've already gotten to them. You don't need him to anymore.
Right.
So
Yeah.
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 Well, hell yeah.
Here's
Good news.
Here's the thing. So I told this story to Zach, right? And he brought up a good point, which is that this honestly, the fact that I had to go on this adventure, which was completely unrelated to the SharePoint initially, but then like led us down this rabbit hole to finding the people that I actually needed to talk to is, okay, remember this guy Hernandez, he's a chief at this command, right?
Right.
Every single week there is a chief's meeting where every single
with your chief too,
right? Every single chief at this command goes to that meeting. So imagine if my chief just fucking once at one of those chiefs meetings said, hey, I have a guy who has been expressing interest in a SharePoint. You know, does anybody like have any information on this or whatever? And if she had just said that once, then this YNC could have been like, oh yeah, that's my program. Put me in touch with your guy.
Have you ever known your chief to be proactive about anything?
No.
Though, so you know, it's kind of, if she ever listens to this podcast, like, sorry, but like, come on, man, like you're the manager here, right? Like it's your job. Like you shouldn't be just like keeping your guys down. Like lift them up. They're showing initiative. Come on.
But also it's self-serving. The entire the way that a chief is evaluated is based on the performance of their subordinates. Right.
Well, fucking.
So like everything.
There's no downside.
Right. Everything a chief does in terms of like what they do for their division is self-serving. They should be trying to do things that make them look good by making their people look good. Right. That's why.
Yeah.
So we've got a guy, he's leaving soon. But he's like, you know, he's got a pretty good like Navy resume, you know, and his uniforms always look great. And so Chief is always putting him up for Sailor of the Year. But he doesn't want to do it because it's stupid. Like he's getting out for one.
Yeah.
But also it's like a process. Like you have to go in and do a board where you like answer questions and you got to get in your fancy uniforms and you got to submit a package. And it's just like all this fucking bullshit that it is not beneficial to anyone except the chief because they can say, oh, my sailor is Sailor of the Year, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And so like every single time she tries to send him to like Sailor of the Quarter or Sailor of the Year, he's just like, I don't want to do it, but he ends up doing it. And then this last time he was just straight up like, I'm not fucking doing that. Like, I'm not going. And she's trying to find ways to like sell it to him. Like, this is a really good thing. But like, we all know that it doesn't actually do anything for any of us. It's only for her.
Yeah.
And like one day we were talking about, because I'm going to be taking over LPO soon, so I'm going to be the guy in charge underneath chief, and so she's talking to me about like the programs that she wants us to be involved in, and she's like, well, one day we're going to send you up for Sailor of the Year, and I'm like, no, we're fucking not. Let me tell you this. I don't want any responsibility here. I don't want to do anything except show up and teach. That's my job. That's what I'm here to do. Never send me to Sailor of the Quarter or Sailor of the Year. Don't give me any collaterals unless I ask for them. And the only reason that I'm asking for them is because I know that I'm going to be the one to fucking do them right.
Right.
Like, do not put anything on my plate that I have not explicitly said that I want, or I will fucking sabotage it. If you send me to a Sailor of the Year board, I will say that. I did. I was like, I will not do this. If you send me to a Sailor of the Year board, I'll walk in and say, fuck you guys, and leave.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Don't care about it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
She's like, that's not really
That's
good.
very clear.
That's not really a good attitude to have about it.
It's not a very good attitude, Tom. Jeez.
It's a good opportunity. I'm like, I'm getting out. I don't care about opportunities. I don't care about evals. I don't care about collaterals. I don't care about fucking anything. I'm here to do a job. That's it.
Fuck yeah, man. That is life. Yeah. I love that. Well, hopefully you're able to do your project and not do any bullshit. I see that there's some conspiracy theories going around that maybe they're trying to hold you down on purpose. That, like, I don't know if it's your chief or other people in your command. You ruffle feathers, so there's nothing surprising about if somebody was actually doing that. But I doubt it, because I don't think you would have gotten as far as you have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they would have tried to put a stop to it earlier in the process, if that was the case. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe do they not want to get you in front of of the command at Great Lakes? Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah. Hey, why don't you? Yeah, our sailor over here. He's an up and comer. He's doing some great innovations for us. Why don't you have like a catch up meeting with him, with the CO? Yeah, I'm sure that will go. Yeah, just a casual meet and greet. Just tell us how you feel about the Navy.
I mean, so here's the thing. If they want it, I will be like, I don't just walk in every meeting and go, fuck this place, fuck that, fuck this.
No, I know.
That's not how I am. But
no.
If they want me to do like a sit down with the CEO where I talk about this, like, yeah, that meeting will go very well.
I meant the Navy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't want that.
No. If the Navy asks me any questions legitimately about like what I think about, certain things, they're going to get my honest opinions,
Right. I mean, that's the thing. You're not going to hold back. So that's a good thing, I think, in most cases.
Yeah.
But yeah,
actually, I ran into the CO because I went to the pharmacy yesterday at the hospital off base, and as I was walking in, he was walking out, and so my first instinct is, oh, look at this fucker, but but I said, oh, good morning, sir, because like I'm not an idiot.
Right. Yeah. So sometimes you got to keep things to yourself. That's just smart.
Yeah. Did I tell you my theory about why we complain the most? Like FCAs in particular complain the most? No. I had been thinking about it recently because we complain a lot in the office. Right. But the office is full of FCAs. And I thought back to back when we were on the ship and we were sitting down in like Caesar 2 and it's all of us FCAs, we're always just complaining. Like, not complaining to just a bitch, but to like voice our opinions on how things could be better, Right. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, I don't really have those conversations very often, or at least I don't hear about them happening very often with pretty much any other rate, or at least outside of combat systems. So within combat systems, you've got FCs, FCAs, ETs, ICs, and generally those are the people that are going to bring up concerns and like
Sure.
be able to articulate them in a way that is like, yeah, that makes sense. We should change the way that we're doing things in that way. And I was thinking, why is that the case? Like, why are no other rates as passionate about change, you know, or complaining as much as we do, you know?
Yeah.
And the conclusion that I've come to is, which I think is right, is that if you are a good technician, so if you're a good FCA, if you're a good ET, right, your actual job in the Navy is to identify when things are not operating correctly and come up with logical solutions to solve the problem. Right.
Sure.
That's actually what your job is. And so if you're good at being a technician, that means that probably your brain just operates that way by default. You identify problems, you come up with logical solutions, and you can't just fucking turn it off at the whims of the Navy. Right. So that means 24/7, you're operating on this thing of, hey, that's wrong. Here's how it could be better. So naturally, as the Navy is being wrong about fucking everything, you're constantly going to be like, hey, maybe we should do it different. You know?
Yeah. How does your chief feel about that?
Well, remember how I said, if you're a good technician.
Right.
So,
well, hopefully things go well with the project, and then, you know, they'll just hire you to be like a contractor when you get out.
Oh, Yvette also gave me the email of the guy that used to run the SharePoint like 4 years ago before the commands like combined. So, so like back in 2021, I want to say, it used to be there used to be two commands here. It used to be TSC and CSCS, which were like, TSC was like the base side of things and CSCS was the schoolhouse. And they combined them to make C-Stick. But when they did that, they just turned off the SharePoint that the other two commands had.
Oh. Okay.
Like, why? You know? And so when we were doing all this, Yvette was like, oh, you know what? You could email this guy, and she gave me his name and his email, because he was the SharePoint administrator back when for TSC. And I was like, holy shit. And he works over at Building 3. You know, like I could like walk over and say hi to him, you know, and be like, hey, what are we doing? You know, what you got? You got those SharePoint files? Like, give them to me. You know? So
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. All right. Well, good luck with all that. And if you want to build SharePoints, no, I don't think so. I don't think that's right.
If you want to build SharePoints, don't join the Navy.
Don't join the Navy. But if you want to listen to this guy,
the SharePoint saga.
No, well, the SharePoint saga will be a continuing saga, absolutely. But right now we segue into JYP just being weird with children. And yep, that's him. And he says, like,
I'm not that generous with my stones.
So he's not that generous with his stones. We know this about him. And you know what? Over these next two episodes we're going to watch of A2K, we're going to find out how the vocals have improved or not over the last few weeks or whatever, months. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Should be good. Hopefully we'll get some different singing or different songs in the whole business. You ready to watch it? Should we do it?
Yeah.
Do it. Episode 7. Here we go.
Wow, I'm so proud of myself.
All right. LA Boot Camp vocal evaluation. Who will be the first up? They're all nervous. Stop. No, what? JYP, fucking, why are you giving us spoilers and shit? I don't want to know anything. This is bullshit. I hate that. I hate that in any show where they're just like, hey, we're about to watch an hour of good TV. Let's tell you everything that happens. Like, bitch.
It's like movie trailers that leave nothing to the imagination. You're just like,
some of the
all right, I've watched the movie now. Thank you, trailer.
Yeah. I watch all those gold shows, and sometimes I have to skip like the first 3 minutes because they'll just be like, "Oh, in this episode of this gold show, they're gonna get this much gold. Here's what this is gonna break down." And I'm like, "Fuck, what? Why do you think I watch this show?" KG's up first.
Which is, that.
they did it to themselves. Which is, that fucking face. Did you see what Misha looked like?
No, let's see it.
Go back, jump back.
Go back. Oh, you want me to?
I want you to control it because remember it fucked up the last few times I've tried to do it.
Okay.
But you gotta see Misha's face in the middle of that little part. Yeah, here we go. They're gonna cut to her. There you go.
What's up with that face?
She is panicking. She's panicking. She's looking at KG being like, "Holy shit, wait, we're supposed to sing like that?" That's how I would feel in that room. Be like, okay, she look, I don't know,
it.
Adele.
I liked it.
I liked it. I think she did well. So
Yeah.
good job, KG. Is he going to be that generous with his stones? You were great.
There's the country twang still left. A little bit left here and there.
Oh my God, we got more.
Yeah. Oh, if you could be the vocal. If you make it, you know.
If you make it, wink.
It's some real like Nina Hillman shit. Like, yeah, I don't know if it's quite up to snuff, but man, I could really work with your voice.
Come get one of my stones, KG.
He's not very generous with them. Damn, Kendall's got to follow that up. All right, good luck, lady.
Good, yeah. Make her nervous.
Damn, dude, I would never fucking. I don't care who you are. You should not pick Whitney Houston. Could you imagine going to the gym and there's a child in the corner on like a treadmill just singing to herself?
Well, I mean, you had me at, could you imagine going to the gym? Because I stopped there. It's not good.
I can't tell.
Oof.
I mean, like, yeah, it's very clear that her throat is really tight. Oh. JYP seems to be enjoying it, so that's why I'm like,
yeah, this is gonna be one of those strange occurrences where I think it's shit, and then JYP is gonna be like, "That was fucking amazing."
I think he's gonna say it's gonna be like, obviously you're not that good, but you very well conveyed the emotion.
Wow,
you know,
I'm so proud of myself.
Oh, wrong one.
Obviously, you're not that good.
There you go. Pitches were unstable. Tension in the air. Tension in the voice.
But how you express yourself is crazy.
I called it. Is it good enough to get a stone? What the fuck? Really? She got a lot of criticism. Like, again, my brain is a sieve. I don't remember who gets stones when. You're special enough. I can see through that. That's, you know what? Like, look, that was a very sweet way to comfort her. I can't, no hate for JYP for that. I think that was very kind.
Yeah, we hate it when we have to be on JYP's side.
Absolutely, 100%. Next is Kaylee. Get up there, 12-year-old.
Okay.
He goes, "That's not an easy song."
I think back whenever I sing this song, I think back to when I was like little, like a baby.
So three years ago?
Yeah, just a couple years ago. They gave her the fucking little xylophone music.
Will she perform the entire song?
I don't know.
Or will she get 45 seconds into it?
Will she get to...
Okay,
yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah, could happen.
Ooh, it's like sometimes it's good, but then most of the time it's not.
It comes through like so clear in these like some notes. She's really good. Like she gets that low note really well.
You should be sorry.
She ran out of air there. Kaylee, what the hell?
It's so bad. Did you see JYP's eyes? He's like,
Okay, Kaylee. All right, let's hear the evaluation. I mean, it's not bad
for that.
but she runs out of air.
It was bad. It was bad.
Look, is better than most average people could do.
I could do
is
better.
what I mean by not bad. Well, are you an average person? I don't think so.
No, I'm a bit above
I
average.
think you're. No, I think you're above average.
Thank you.
I think like the just. Damn, he made a 12-year-old girl cry.
Oh,
yeah.
Honestly, that's God. It puts people in such a precarious situation when you ask them to explain to them
100%.
what you are thinking. Like when you say, "Can you explain to me why I'm thinking what I'm thinking?" God, I hate that. I hate that form of question. You know.
I remember just being so upset on behalf of Kaylee because I was like, she is a child, JYP. You are making her feel horrible. Like, I get that you need to be critical, but like soft touch, you know what I mean? Like, I was so mad, and I immediately started to be like, Kaylee is now the baby, and we must protect her. We protect the baby. It's what we do.
Yeah, but we don't coddle.
No, well, I mean, I do.
She was
I do.
bad, and she needs to know that she was bad.
No, for
being
my own
bad is
children, we coddle baby. Yeah, that's what you do. You're a safe place for your children, you know, Tom. But Kaylee's not your child, so you don't have to.
Yeah, sometimes you just need someone to come by and say, "You're trash, kid." Melissa, she's the one that is like, she's faking everything.
Yeah. You kept saying the vibes were off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a lizard person. She read How to Be a Human out of a book.
But can she sing?
We'll find out. Okay, JYP, what are you doing?
You know, no stone for Melissa.
You think so?
JYP is literally like bouncing up and down in his chair. Like he's like, I can't wait to give her a stone. Just get a stone. Can we get a reaction from Misha, please?
He shouted.
He goes, yes.
Ooh,
Damn.
that was pretty poggers.
That was pretty poggers. Misha gives the best reactions, dude. Like,
Oh, we need that as a GIF.
Yes, and I found you.
okay, JYP. yeah, no, 100%. And I found you.
All right, now we need a clip of JYP going, yes, and I found you.
Yes, and I found you.
Now that's what I call singing 32 JYP edition A2K. Got me feeling like, wow.
He's very proud of himself for finding her. God, who's going to follow up Melissa? Come on. You're so amazing.
Yeah.
Like, oh
First
my God.
stone, though.
Yeah, well, she didn't get a stone for dance. But
Yeah, 'cause
fuck,
she's
I mean,
shit.
neither did Nina Hillman, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You sing well enough, you don't need a dance stone. She's ready for the world.
world.
But is the world ready for KG? Kyle Gass. All right, we're on episode 8.
For Kyle Gass.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Do it, KG. Do you think people call KG Cage? Cage, you really did it. Look, the other thing is that I believe this episode was out before Jeanette and I started watching A2K. And that what intrigued me was that Twitter was on fire with like, fuck JYP for making a child cry. And I was like, I gotta watch this show.
Yeah.
Gina, all right. Will you honor the JYP system?
Just me postulating.
Prostulating? He
doesn't know English.
he's prostrating?
Yeah, he's bowing down on the ground. Prostrate yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't talk shit. He knows more languages than I do, so.
True. I'm glad that he's giving Gina this talk because he didn't give it to Yuna, really, in the Neezy project, and she didn't make the group, you know? and she was under the same pressures. I mean, I know there were other trainees, JYP trainees, that were there and were fine, but
I think he wanted to say postulating, but he said he said prostulating.
Yeah,
which is not a word. All right. So I think I like Gina, but she's got secrets behind those eyes. You know what I mean?
Yes. No, 100%. I'm like, what's going on in there? It seems like there's something going on. No, 100%.
Either it's head empty, no thought,
Tom,
or
it's Hello by Adele.
Oh man, immediately already way better. I don't know if it's good or bad, you know?
I mean, it sounds good. The tone is very even. Like, the notes are all just totally... The only thing that gets me is when she does the kind of... I'm not going to do... But kind of a little bit of a JYP sound, you know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
She does kind of a little bit of like a high note falsetto in the middle. Yeah. But I think that's part of the song. So
yeah. I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever actually listened to that song.
No,
all
same.
the way through.
100%. Could it be any more clear that we don't really listen to that much pop music?
Oh, imagine if he had said so much better than Kaylee.
Oh God, that would be awful. Little bit of flexibility, little bit of vulnerability. Right, she's 13. God,
oh my God, is she?
I keep forgetting. I think she looks like one of the older kids here, and I'm like, oh my God, she's 13.
What?
Yeah. No. I like, she could murder, like, you know, it's like she could murder somebody.
Yeah.
I think that she can murder somebody and not feel anything.
Oh yeah.
I'm not that generous with my stones.
Been a lot of stones given. Savannah, get out here.
What is it about her face that's like it's fine. It's just there's something uncanny. It's the spacing of her eyes. That's what it is. Her eyes are too
Gina?
far apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh. Okay. Savannah, he's going to go easy on because that was miles better than where she was at the regional audition.
Yeah.
She may get a stone. I don't know.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Hey, keep the mic. What's going on? Oh, piano's coming out.
Okay. All right. I don't want to praise JYP so much, but isn't it kind of impressive that he just like, okay, I'm going to play this song on the piano right now so you can sing it.
It is right. No, 100%. And he's challenging her. I mean, it says no problems at all, but like her voice is really shaky. But she can hit the note, so.
Did you see what Anna said in chat?
No.
This is a quote from my wife, people. Sometimes insufferable people are also talented and skilled, and it's proof God isn't real.
All right, no stone. All right, that makes sense, but really great advice. And he helped her. I mean, he helped her. Oh, well, she's going to explain. She learned that she can sing.
On a completely unrelated note, I've been like trying to make characters in WoW while we're watching this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying attention. Don't get me wrong. I'm paying attention.
Oh, we're getting fast forwarded?
But I just made this guy. He's my Coltirid.
Oh, Tom, you can't be missing this.
Oh, I'm watching. It's bad.
She forgot the lyrics. I mean, that's
Ooh.
Ooh, Christina, come on.
I'm really glad that we didn't get to watch those performances all the way through.
I was really starting to wonder because I was like, there's a lot of people left and they just fast forwarded all 4 of these. So who is next? Someone is set up, you know, Camila. I don't know how he didn't clip much better. You can do it. He says you can do it like Mario. You can do it.
You can do it.
English is not her first language, I think.
Camila?
Yeah.
She's from Canada.
And?
No, I guess, yeah, I don't know.
they speak more than just English in Canada, right?
They also speak French.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she is going to sing. She is going to sing Whitney Houston. Is this a good idea?
You look like my Whitney Houston right now.
That's a weird thing to say. I get it. She sang the Whitney Houston song and actually did it. But you fucking
No
did give
Rugrats.
your all. No Rugrats. Kaylee's such a cheerleader. I love that. She was so proud. But what about the ranking? Who do you think was better? So between Melissa and Camila, right? Like, obviously, right? Who do you think wins?
Camilla.
Is that recency bias or you think that's real? They're both good.
I don't like Melissa.
They're showing us Savannah and Kaylee might get a stone. JYP shows up. They're like, oh, shit.
What?
Okay. Kaylee gets the bonus stone. That's interesting. I'm so curious, and I wish we had more insight into, like, what is the staff thinking? You know what I mean? Hey, Kendall's fifth. Okay. She's got to sing better. You know what I mean? Gina. Yeah, fourth. All right. Did anyone think it was going to be Melissa? Like, fucking... Who's it going to be, Tom? Camila or Melissa? You already said Camila, but what do you think?
Camilla.
Camila, locked it in. Will it be Camila? Will it be Melissa? Hey, Camila's number one for vocals. Get
That's
in
right.
here. Hey, Camila's ready for the world.
Are we ready for her, though?
I don't think so. And does the world want to see her? I don't know. But we're going to find out the next time because that's it for our 2 episodes tonight.
Indeed.
Yeah. So that was crazy. I mean, yeah, JYP, even though Kaylee did get a stone, he got a lot of hate online for it.
Really?
For the way he treated her during the evaluation.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, to him, he felt like he wasn't being that hard on her. But that just kind of makes me go, oh, what's going on at JYP when he's doing evaluations then? Like, that we don't see recorded. Because if he thought, he was like, haha, you're just 12. It's fine. It's fine for me to criticize you like this. Why are you crying? And I'm just like, Jesus, dude. She is a 12-year-old who learned to sing from YouTube videos. Like,
Yeah.
This is the same frustration I had with the Neezy project, right? Is that they come in, they do the initial evaluation. It's not been that long since the regionals. They haven't had time to do the JYP system. They get like a week with the trainers to practice, mostly for the second half where they're doing the team missions, right? I mean, he hasn't said that yet, but you know how it goes. It's the same as Neezy project. So they haven't really had an opportunity or much of an opportunity to like have an influence. So we don't know how things are going to go as it continues.
Yeah.
And that's fun. And so I didn't like the way that they did that with the Easy Project. I don't like it here where they're just like, hey, show up and do things now. And then you're just like, hey, is it really showing that much? Maybe make the boot camp 2 weeks. You get 1 week of practice with their people trying to teach them the system. You get to know them a little better. The staff gets to know them a little better and what they can do. And then they perform, Yeah. I don't know. I'm not JYP, but I'm just saying. Yeah, it's good. We will protect Kaylee at all costs. I know she did poorly today, but you can't let that man do what he wants,
Yeah.
You can't just let him go up to children and go, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, And if you want to
Hold on.
know,
We've got a perfect
Yeah.
gift, a perfect gif for this.
do we? With a perfect gif. He can't keep getting away with it. Yeah. Yeah. So, I should touch on this maybe because I saw Jeanette message about it while we were watching. She had her end of year party, which was at this bar. And it's just a straight up bar, and it is a karaoke bar. So they have like a little stage in the corner, and they have like a dude, and you like sign up and you can sing. I got to tell you the whole story, dude, because we haven't talked about this. Okay. I walked in. It's a high school faculty like end of year party. I walked in there and I was like, "Oh, I'm a child. I shouldn't be here." Like immediately my thought was like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be here." Like there's grown-ups around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever had that? Like I just have felt like an imposter syndrome for being an adult,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
And so we're like sitting there when Jeanette like introduces me to some of her coworkers who she knows really well. And so like we're trying to talk a little bit. First off, this is old man me coming out. The music way too loud. Just in time. There were people talking like less than a foot away from me, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're saying, so can't be good. But I did my best, and and I was like, we were talking to this one lady, this one like teacher that works with Jeanette, and you know, I was like, okay, like she's a teacher, but like, you know, Jeanette knows her, so I feel more comfortable. It's fine. And afterwards, she's like, yeah, that's her. And her husband was there too. And I was like, you know, these are adults. These are grown-ups. Again, feeling this weird imposter syndrome. And Jeanette's like, yeah, her husband, he's 38. And I was like, whoa. Hang on. Hold on. What do you mean he's 38? I'm older than him? Am I older than people in this room? What the hell just happened to me?
Yeah.
It was really weird. Anyway, and I mean, like, you know, I'm already not comfortable at a bar, you know, and It was packed with people. And ordinarily, like, we walked in there and I'm like looking, and it's just like little tables. It's so crowded. And there's a back room where they have a pool table and stuff, and nobody's back there. And my immediate thought was like, I want to be back there.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out here.
That's where the people aren't.
Yeah. But so I was not comfortable there. I wasn't going to be comfortable around all those people that I just met, even the people that Jeanette knows and trusts. So I was not going to be willing to get up there and do karaoke, even though I love to do it. You know?
Yeah.
You saw me do it many times at Blizzard when we worked at Blizzard for holiday parties. We would sing the darkness. I believe in a thing called love. Yep. Jeanette and I.
Oh yeah.
We did that. Frank was in the room when we did that.
Frank Pierce.
Yeah, he was there. He was in the room when we did it. I was like, oh yeah. God. But anyway, but Jeanette did. She got up there. She sang. I recorded it. The kids wanted to watch it, and they had a good time. They sang "Don't Stop Believin'," and Jeanette's logic was sound. Like totally sound, because she goes, oh, well, you know, we'll do Journey, Don't Stop Believing, because everyone will sing along. And then even if I do bad, you won't be able to hear it. Much to her chagrin, people did not sing along.
Oh my God.
I mean, there might be people who were singing along, but not the majority,
what?
I know.
At a bar where people are drinking and people are just sitting there. Yep, I know this song. I refuse to vocalize it.
It was weird.
Garbage.
You know what did get people to sing along was this dude went up and sang poorly. He sang Garth Brooks, "I've Got Friends in Low Places."
Okay.
And a bunch of people sang it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like
okay, I'm tracking now. Yep.
Okay, so like we live in Texas.
You live in Texas.
We're in a bubble.
Yeah.
We're in a bubble, Doug.
She came down in a bubble, Doug.
Like, because we are like we're like, oh, like this like, you know, 70s prog rock. People like this. And then you go out and people are like, oh, Garth Brooks is great. And I'm like, wait a minute. Where am I? What is going on here? Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty bizarre. But, you know, Jeanette had fun. And the other thing is that like a lot of people who were there. Just they like it's a karaoke bar, but most people just were chatting. Like one of Jeanette's coworkers who sang that song with Jeanette. She sang about 3 or 4 times when we were there, and like 2 other people sang, and that's it. And I'm like, we were there for 2 hours.
Wow.
Almost no. 3 hours. No, yeah, 2 hours. 2 hours. Yeah,
Which is it?
4 to 6. It was 2 hours, 4 to 6. Yeah, but it was, we had a good time. I don't know. But yeah, Jeanette did sing karaoke, and I was proud of her. Even though I was like, absolutely fucking not. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So, but that's just me being me.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. You reminded me talking about, trying to find the place away from people.
Yeah.
I mentioned yesterday I went to the pharmacy,
Mm-hmm.
and the CEO of my command was leaving as I was walking in. But when I went up there, so there's like a little kiosk thing, and you scan your ID, and then it gives you a ticket number, and then there's seating, right? And you wait for your number to
Right.
call. Typically, the way that it works, I don't know how other pharmacies work, but they'll call your number. You go, and then they say, "Oh, what are you here for?" And then you tell them what you want, and then they go, "Okay, we'll get it ready. We'll call you back." And then you go back, sit back down, and then they call the number.
Right.
The second time they call your number is when like your prescription's ready, and you get to grab it and go.
Right.
So I scanned in, and they called my number like immediately. So I was like, sweet. Walked over. They said, okay, yeah, we'll start filling it. Call you back. So I was like, sweet. I go over, and there's not a lot of people here at the time.
Right.
But most of the seats in like the front, the first 2 rows are occupied already. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit way in the back, like there's no one around. All these seats are empty. I'm going to sit in the back. So
And don't tell me somebody came and sat right next to you.
So I'm sitting there
Okay.
watching TikToks on my phone, and
As you do.
right. And I had like my ankle on my knee, like I had my leg propped
Yeah.
up. But I don't know why, but this guy comes over and tries to like walk between me and the row in front of me, because there's like this plastic like panel thing, and but like my foot is in the way because I have it propped up, and so I have to move my foot so that he could walk in front of me, even though there's
Right.
a billion seats everywhere else. And
Yeah.
so he's walking in front of me, and I gotta like move my foot, and I look at him like, are you fucking serious, dude? And he looks at me and he goes, I was in uniform. And so he looks at my uniform and he goes, oh, you're a submariner? Because he's looking at my warfare device. And I was like, no, I'm surface. And then he like leans in to get a better look at my warfare
Oh my
device.
God.
And he goes, oh, it looked like fins, like the submariner warfare device does. And I'm like, nope, it's surface. He's like, oh, what's your rate? And I'm like, FCA.
Oh.
And then he fucking sits down in the seat next to me.
Oh my God.
And then,
It's my worst nightmare.
oh God. And then he just starts talking about back when I was in the Navy and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And then he like goes off on this fucking like thing about I was going to be an officer, but my eyesight was bad. And so then I joined it.
Yeah.
I was this rate that doesn't exist anymore, and then I got converted to this other rate. But my cousins were officers, and one of them was an admiral, and blah blah blah. And
Little does he know that you don't give a fucking shit.
yeah, I'm just like wow, really cool. And then oh man, and then they called my number, and I was like, oh thank God, right? So then I walk up, and I go up to the desk to the little cubby or whatever, and they're like, hey, so the prescription that your doctor put in, we don't fill, but we have like a different version of it that we could fill. It's like lower dosage, but we can like give you, the most whatever, blah, blah, blah. And, but we're just trying to get a hold of him so that we can confirm like it's okay for us to use a different prescription. So it may be a while before we can
Oh
fill
my
your
God.
room. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
no. So then I turn around. I'm like, okay, fine. I turn around, and now I have to make the decision. Do
You sit back down next to him?
Do I, in full sight of him, go sit somewhere else, or go back to the seat that I was in?
Oh God, it's a real shit choice right there.
really
because
is.
I cannot handle the awkwardness of doing that, like sitting somewhere else.
Yeah.
I could not do it.
Yeah, I sat back down next to him in my original
Next to him,
seat.
yeah, of course.
Because I was
couldn't
like,
do it.
I don't.
No way.
So I sit back down, and then
he
he's
talked to
like,
you rough.
"Oh," and then he's like, "Oh, let me show you that." And so he starts like, he pulled out his phone and he wanted to like show me pictures of like this like banquet that he went to where he got to meet the consulate general of Korea or whatever the fuck, and all this and all this
my
kind of
God.
stuff. And so like while he's trying to like find a particular picture to show me. And so like while he's doing that, I like pull out my phone, I lean over to the side and I text Zach and I'm like, call me. Please call me. An old man is talking to me. That's the text that I sent to Zach.
And he did?
And he didn't call
Did he call
me.
you?
He didn't call
Oh
me
my
right
God.
away. He oh, I misspelled it. I said, call me, please. Old man taking to me.
And he didn't call.
So it took he did eventually call. But he called, so the old dude's number got called. Every single time it would say a number, him and I would both like look at his ticket to see if it was his number. But yeah, eventually his number got called, and then as he was up there getting his prescription, that's when Zach called me, and he was like, "What's up?" He thought it was like about work, you know, and
Right.
and he's like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just at the pharmacy." And then I was quiet for a while, and he's like, "Oh." He's like, "An old man is talking to you," and I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
He's like, "Is he still talking to you?" And I'm like, "No." And then he's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go then. We're going to Target. Bye." and then he hung up. And then the old dude got his prescription. As he's walking by, he's like, "Well, have a nice life." And I was like, "Yeah, you too. Hope it's short." I didn't say that, but you know.
You thought it. Yeah. Wow. Jesus. I hate being socially awkward. This is why, look, if we ever, if we ever go to another Stray Kids concert, like, you have to go, because I can't do it again.
But the problem is that it's going to be so expensive for no reason.
Well, look, listen. Currently, the government is trying to talk about breaking up the monopoly.
Yeah.
Will it happen in time? I saw a TikTok from somebody who's a stay and is like, "Hey, y'all better hurry that shit up. We got a Stray Kids tour coming up. You got to get that done. Come on, like, put that shit through. Like, we got to go." But here is the thing. Is that ATs did they allowed the people in their fan club to buy early, and that means they got regular price tickets.
Oh.
So yeah, so you didn't have to get scalped or get scalped by them. And I think Stray Kids is also doing that. But
that's good.
Of course,
That's good.
I say
You should be able to buy the product from the person giving you the product. You know,
you
not
still
the
have to
venue.
buy it. No, you still have to buy it from Ticketmaster. But they have, like, you know, they've always had this kind of shit. Like, they'll have shit where, like, oh, you have an American Express card, you get early access to buying tickets. And if you have early access, that means no scalpers have bought them and then flipped them. Or that, like, Ticketmaster does this other thing where they're just like, "This is a platinum ticket," or something like that. And they're just like, "It's $1,000. One seat to the left, $300. but this one's 1,000.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah, I don't get that, and I don't want to
well,
buy
it's
tickets.
it's just because they have a monopoly. That's why.
Yeah, I don't want to buy tickets because of that, though. Why, you have. I mean, yes, it sucks for the artist, but you have the power as the consumer to say, nope, I won't spend money on that. Actually, as it turns out,
Yeah. But I do.
Yeah.
The boys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, Mooney was telling me she bought tickets recently, and it's bullshit. You want to tell that story, Mooney? Because fuck that, and I don't want to deal with that just to see Stray Kids. I'll just listen to them on Spotify. I'm happy with that. To avoid this fuck shit. That comes with buying tickets.
I mean, they have a monopoly because like Live Nation owned all these venues, and then they merged with Ticketmaster, who owns the ticketing process, and so now one company just owns everything, and you can't not use them because otherwise, like, you just have no way to buy tickets any other way. Like, the only other option is to go through a scalper, and so you're either getting scalped by the company or you're getting scalped by a scalper. So it sucks. And we've been talking about that, how much it sucks for a long time. And I thought, like Taylor Swift had made a big stink about it. And because she wants her fans to come and see her, right? Like, she doesn't want to charge $1 million for people to come and see her. She wants to have her fans out there. Makes sense. They don't need to be rich to be able to see her. That would be the idea. But yeah, it's just been a real pain in the ass. So who knows? But look, my point is not that, you need to spend money. You need to go through the stress. My point is, I need you to be the glue that holds us together so that I can be socially awkward when we're in public.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
Right.
That's what I need from you to be there. I don't need you to enjoy Stray Kids. I need you to be the barrier for me to be able to be social in public.
Right.
I mean, we did okay. I think we did okay, right? But yeah.
I'm sure you did.
It was, yeah. I don't know. When Jeanette and I, on the day of the concert, when we were going to give away freebies, Jeanette and I were like talking to each other, just being like, why are we doing this? Like, what the fuck? We're not the right people for this. Why isn't Tom here? So, next time, maybe we have another chance.
In that case, it was the Navy. The Navy was the reason.
Fuck you, Navy.
Yeah, fuck the Navy.
Yeah. But anyway, and if you want to fuck the Navy, if you want to get tickets to see Stray Kids, then you gotta go to you can't get those at makeastay.com.
If you want to listen to two grown men talk about young boys from Korea.
Whoa. No, that's not us. That's not this podcast. We do not.
I'm not that generous with my stones.
Oh, okay. If you want to just... Oh, I fixed the link, by the way. Finally.
Good. Yeah, fix the link. If you want to go to our Discord, if you want to join our Discord and be in the Cool Kids Club, where you're a bunch of stays who like each other and like share hot pictures of boys, then you got to come in here. Is that what we do?
So, okay. Go to makeastay.com, join the Discord.
And also women. Remember? Oh, this was not in a public chat, but you remember the other day when we were like K-pop mommy, K-pop? Didn't we say K-pop mommy?
The other
I don't
day,
remember.
Yesterday?
Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
And Jeanette's like, I think we could all agree that Hwasa is K-pop mommy, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Did you see that picture I sent? And nobody else could see it. It's in our production chat, but she totally is.
She totally is.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, Hwasa, listen to our podcast. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Oh, I almost hit the Stones thing again. But there we go. I got the right button. Professional podcast.
Absolutely. No.